This episode is brought to you by Another Heist. Hey music makers, our passion drives our mission with our free open studio experience, helping you overcome financial hurdles so you can keep the hits coming. In our marketing package, it's not just an add-on, it's crucial for your success and ours. We're fueling the growth of the New England music scene, making it part of our core strategy, because when our community thrives, we all flourish. Join us and be a part of the movement. You see these kicks? These kicks were dirty. They were beat up, I couldn't wear them. But I got in contact with Lara Murchie at 537 Shawmut Ave, the fashion center, and he brought these beauties back to life. Get in touch with him if you need your kicks clean, your furniture done, your purses done. It ain't called the fashion center for no reason. At 537 Shawmut Ave in historic South Boston. Just tell him your boy said ya. Peace. What is going on, good people? Thank you for tuning in to another episode of Say That Podcast. You already know the drill. Don't say this, say that. Before we begin, I just want to thank everybody who's tuning into my last episode with my dog, Isaac Groove. If you haven't caught that already, please go catch that. It was a great episode. I loved having Groovy in here. And I want to give a shout out to him as well for being here as well. And as always, please follow us on Instagram, say_that_pod. You can also follow me on Instagram at REPETE617. And please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe to our YouTube page. It's going to really help grow our numbers.
Let's get it.
Now today, ladies and gentlemen, I'm excited because this guy right here is my dog. He's someone who I met through the podcast. You know, obviously met through my guy Mike Sanchez. Shout out him. Mm-hmm. And he's back again, finally back after, it's been 3 years already, which is crazy. Last time he was here was at Staples. So that's how you know it's been a long time coming. Mm-hmm. Ladies and gentlemen, the man I like to christen the flow goat, Nique Rose, baby. What's going on,
my dog? What up, P? I'm back in the building.
Yes, sir.
Back with a vengeance. Back with a project. Back with all that.
Yes, sir.
Back with music. Let's get it.
Mm-hmm. And, honestly, from the last time you was on, you was just starting that, comeback, I'll say. Because you've been doing music for a while.
You've been doing music for a while.
A very long time. People don't know. I've heard the tapes. I've heard those, 2010s, 2011s. I've seen the Broken Mac. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying?
You did your research, P.
You know what I'm saying?
I respect it.
The stuff on there might as well be, the Declaration of Independence of Nique Rose. Because the stuff I've heard on there is unbelievable. So, you took a pause with that, but we saw the progress when the 2020 started, Yep. It's that slow build. But now, you're just back with a vengeance. So how are you feeling just with all that stuff?
Oh, my God. To answer that question, P, yes, I'm back with a vengeance. In 2020, it was I was kind of just seeing where shit was going. I was dropping music. I was I was well into it, years on. 2020, I was years into doing music. But the plan wasn't really there. Mm. So it's now it's 2024, the plan is here. I'm more polished as an artist.
Definitely.
I know where I'm going. I know the crowd that I want to, connect with.
Definitely.
And now we here. Now we more established.
Exactly.
So.
And, being front row, seeing all that growth, from all the shows you've done with Bars Over Bars and various other people. We pulled up to the testing lab, and quick shout out to Noble who does that, because that was one thing that I was like, I told Mike, I'm like, we got to get Nique in front of this crowd. And when I tell you, because that was when I was being a panel,
right?
Obviously, I'm showing out for you. That's no question, but
yes,
because of who else was on the panel, I was like, these people got to hear Nique Rose. Right. And when I tell you that you were the most impressed that night. You made the best impression. There was people coming up to me. He was like, that's your dog.
That was crazy.
That's your dog.
Thank you,
yeah.
P. That was a legendary ass night. Yeah. I remember that night. Bro. That shit was legendary. Yeah. Shout out to Noble in the testing lab, But it was an amazing opportunity. Went there, shut shit down, got mad love from the
big time.
The crowd, as well as got love from the panel. The panel. Yeah. So shit was lit, bro.
Exactly.
Gotta definitely go back there soon, do a nice show.
Because you got all this new stuff out right now. You're nonstop pumping them out. You don't even dropped your EP yet. You know what I'm saying? It's crazy.
That's crazy. Yep. Dropped a new project on, what was it, July 7th, I dropped Reassurance.
Wow, it's already been a month. That's
it's
nuts.
been it's been a month now. So yeah.
That's nuts.
Just dropped that Reassurance. The Reassurance album was more for me, Pete, it was I know how you said in 2020, it was I feel like that the fact that I just dropped my new album, I'm a baby. I'm a freshborn in the game. That reassurance.
You have to restart.
Yeah, I had to restart myself. So it's like, with that being said, that being my first project, like now everything is like, you know what I mean? I'm starting to see the business side of it. Like, I'm starting to understand the business side of this. I've been rapping my whole life. I've been doing music, but it never clicked in the business side of things to me up until recently, which is crazy. Because a lot of people, they'd be like, yo, I'm surprised, Nique. Like, you've been rapping your whole life. You've been nasty. People have been calling me like their favorite rapper since I was young.
Easy.
You know what I mean?
I was saying easy.
But like, it's crazy. Like, you know what I mean? Like, your favorite rapper has not understood the business side up until now. So now shit's about to start getting rolling, I feel like, for me. That's why I finally dropped my first album, which was Reassurance, you know, to reassure, the act of not having a doubt, you know, to believe in yourself. This was for the fans out there, everybody in the world, entrepreneurs, to believe in yourself, believe in your journey, and believe in where you're going, and it was to reassure yourself that you are the one. You are that guy. Exactly. Like, you know what I mean?
And I heard it in all those sounds, because, you know, as I said, and I'm going to reiterate this a lot, just watching you from the starting point up until now, the growth is just easy to see. Like, you know, you've always been comfortable rapping. That's no question. Like, you know what I'm saying? You could spit a 16 just off the rip, like if you're bored or something like that. But to, like, put you in front of crowds, to get you connected with other artists, like shout out our dogs, Jeff Porter, Dave Ryan, Flow Machines, one of my all-time favorite songs.
Shout out Jeff and David.
Yes, sir. And quick little tidbit, I got on stage and did that shit too. I'm gonna get on stage. I told him, tell him my elderly's doing that until I can't walk no more. Not even until I can't talk no more. If I have to friggin' be crutches or a wheelchair, I'm gonna still get up there and do Flow Machines.
Facts.
But, you know, and even link it with Chow, which I love, because every time you do a vid, I know it's a Chow vid. You don't even have to say it's Chow. You don't even have to tag Chow in it.
It's Chow.
I just know it's Chow.
Shout out to Chow Films.
100%.
Chuck, that's my guy.
Yeah,
you know
I'm glad I got him in here too as well.
And shout out to Jeff for connecting me and Chow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That was very genuine of you, bro.
Yeah.
Much respect.
Did you get connect with Jeff and David because of me and Mike? Is that how that?
I got connected through Jeff and David because of you and Mike. Y'all told me about the show, Hero. I pulled up over there, the Bars Over Bar show, and that was all history.
That's the rest.
It was all history.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
I love that 100%. Because like you said, like we've been over your house a bunch of times. Me, you, Mike, Jimmy, of course. Shout out Jimmy Lax in the room right now.
Shout out Jimmy Lax.
Jimmy, where the hose at? You know what I'm saying? But
oh man.
And, you know, it's really incredible because I have artist friends. Yeah. And unfortunately, you know, a lot of them just stopped doing it but they were really good. Right. I don't know why they stopped, because it's honestly none of my business. Could have been personal, could have been, you know, just didn't want to do it anymore. But, you know, being in that driver's seat and like, no, I'll say I'm on the, you know, because you're in the driver's seat, you know, I'm in the back paying attention to you. And it's like, wow, it's like, there's a reason why I call you like the flow goat, because when you're like, the way you connect words and the way you just make everything just crisp and clear, it's like you're really like one of like the hidden talents almost, breaking his way into the mainstream among the scene. And I'm telling you, as long as you keep this up, you know, the name Nique Rose is going to be a household name in Boston. I'm telling you that, bro, for Shaqs.
Much respect for that, P. And I wanted to let you know, shout out to you, because you're the first one. You named me the Flow Goat.
I did.
You know that?
I did.
Come on.
I
Shout out to Pete, bro. That's my dog.
Yeah. I got it. I remember actually at the tested lab, I got up. I was standing up, obviously. I was one of the dudes standing up. And I love that there's a picture of your performance. And you look at everyone's face in the crowd, and they all got that stank face. That fucking, you know what I'm saying? There's people taking vids of you and shit like that. So it's like, yes, it's like, that's the reason why we get people like you in this room. Because, and this is not a diss to anybody in the music scene, because if you're doing your thing, you're doing your thing.
Right.
But like, not everybody can be good.
Yeah.
It just it can't work out mathematically. Like if everyone's good, then it's like, all right, who sucks?
Right.
Because we can like everybody. Excuse me. We can like everybody. We can rank them how we rank them, but you know, Massachusetts is like that in terms of the world.
Compared to the world,
So you get a bunch of fans who listen to Massachusetts music. They're going to be ranking people, and they're going to be telling you how you feel.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? They're not going to mince any words, because admittedly, if one of my friends has like a mid project, I'm not going to be like, it sucks, and be like, this is where you could do better.
Yeah.
But you get just the fans, they're gonna really tell you what sucks. You know what I'm saying?
And as an artist, you better take in what the fans say. Like, you know what I mean? Don't be too over your head, too big on yourself to listen to feedback. That's one of the biggest things I love is getting the feedback from artists and fans and just people in general. Because it's like you said, P, there's a lot of people that might be feeling your music, the people that are in your crowd that listen to the type of music that you make. But there's also going to be people that have a different ear for music, and it might not resonate to them as it does the people that understand you. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like, I love taking the feedback from newer fans and people that I've never, because it only makes me better as an artist. You know what I mean? So that feedback is that negative feedback. I love it. It's not even negative. I take it and I actually incorporate it.
Exactly. You gotta, in a way, you got to embrace it because you're not always going to be right. You know what I'm saying? Especially in the music industry. And I got to say, for all these other industries in the world, the music industry is the most cutthroat. It is, because we see how popular rap's gone over the last decade. It actually surpassed rock and roll for the #1 genre, like, worldwide that people listen to. And, that means that there's going to be a million people rapping in the world, because it ain't just the United States. We got a London scene. Shout out my people in the motherland, Italy. There's an Italian rap scene. You know what I'm saying? The spaghetti mafia, they freaking call them. Even out in Asia, for Korea and Japan, they're making, trap songs and stuff like that. And it's different. It's kind of good, but it's, it's like, it's not like I don't listen because I don't like it. It's like, I take it in as like, wow, like, that's how much rap is touching the world right now. The way the hip-hop culture has grown. Exactly.
It's almost like what they say is hip-hop. It's not even fully hip-hop no more. It's like, it's everything. It's music.
There's so much, because every genre's got subgenres. Obviously, like rock, pop rock, alternative rock. But like, looking at hip-hop, because how we were growing up, it was always, the cutthroat,
that hard rap,
New York style, California style type stuff. Now it's evolved to like, pop punk rap or like trap rap or like, it's just, there's so much
as it should has. I mean, if it was to stay the same, who knows where we would be. Like, it kind of like evolved in a sense. It's different than it was back in the day, and it's gonna continue to evolve.
Which is good, because that causes the artist to evolve. You know what I'm saying? You got to grow with the game with it. It's like, no one cares, work harder. Mike Sanchez says that a lot, and I gotta hold that true for him. It's like, if the shit changes, you may not like it. There's a lot of stuff I don't like in terms of content, stuff like that. That's why, I'm good in my lane. But if you're an artist, which is like way bigger than being a content creator, I'm gonna tell you that right now. It's more so you incorporate that content with your rap, which I gotta shout out Trillman, he does that very well. But if, like you said, if you're just rapping, you're not really doing it right. You know what I'm saying? Like you said, now you're understanding the business side of things, part which I'm curious, like, what's been the biggest lesson in terms of the business side of that you've actually learned?
Just being able to, like, actually put out music for years and notice, like, hearing the same things over and over, but you're not noticing it grow because you're not taking the right steps for your career to make it grow. Once you start, you step up the quality. You start stepping up the quality of your music. You start stepping up the quality of your videos. You start stepping up the quality of your content and what you want to create. That's when people take notice of those things and they start to pay attention more. You start to see your views grow. You start to see your insights grow.
Because I was going to say, your YouTube's doing very well. Your YouTube has done very well, from like the first video you dropped before you met Chow to even like now with your last one. It's done like really well.
Shout out to you for even noticing that. And lately, even though I'm on a slow grind right now for myself, like I said, I just dropped my first album, and I've been doing music my whole life. So I'm experienced, but like I told y'all, I'm a newborn right now, and now things is about to start turning up for me.
It's like the NBA players winning a title. You got that feeling. You know what I'm saying? You got the feeling of an album that you crafted. The message you wanted to feel behind it, which is reassurance. So now whatever this next album is gonna be, it's gonna be even double the times better than the last one.
You know that.
Because that's the thing with albums. You always gotta outperform yourself from the last one. Always.
With these last, like with the album P and the last couple of music videos that I dropped, I really wanted to give my fans to actually know something about myself. I went to a couple of the legendary, iconic areas that I grew up, you know, so people, South End, Dorchester,
shout out South End.
Roxbury, you know what I mean? So I showed like the fans and the hip hop community, like, you know, where I started and kind of the grounds that. Yeah. So just know that, like, you know what I mean? I wanted to really I did that for a reason, to show y'all, like, you know, this is where I came from. So from here, it's only gonna go up. You know what I mean? It was my first album. I wanted to reintroduce myself. Yeah. Nique Rose.
Allow me to reintroduce myself.
My name is Rose. My name is
Nique
Rose.
To the Rose. You know what I'm saying?
Allow me to reintroduce myself. My name is Rose. You know Let's get it.
Exactly. And one of the more underdog stories you shared with me, you said you were living in your car for a period of time.
It's crazy.
Which is, you know what I'm saying? It is crazy. But I think it's a testament to your survival as like not even an artist, just as a person, because there's something in you that always wants to keep going. It's like when people say, "Oh, I'm living at my car," you know, a lot of them say, you know, "Poor me," but you took the, "All right, try me." You know what I'm saying?
It's crazy you brought that up.
Yeah, because that's one thing that stuck with me. Just because it's nothing bad, because it's
not
just,
bad at all.
You know what I'm saying? It just speaks to me personally about you, how hard you actually go for this shit.
I'm glad you actually brought that up, because it's like it's something that I actually need to think about. Like with all the accomplishments that I've been, all the success and all of the like ups and downs I've been since that phase. It's like, damn, that's where I came from. I came from like, I was actually sleeping in the car
basically
for a whole
nothing.
year.
You know
what I mean? I was living in the car for a whole year, you know what I mean? Up to everything that I got now, which I got so much shit, you know what I mean? Right. To show for now. So it feels good, like, you know what I mean? I'm glad you brought that up. That was a crazy moment of my life, living in the car, you know what I mean? It was what can I say? It was tough, you know. I grinded my way out of it, you know what I mean? You got to work, you know what I mean? Got to work your way out of them situations, save up money. Then I had to get my apartment. Shout out, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, I had people holding me down. Even during those times I was living in my car, I was still doing shows. I was still messing with
in the
girls.
studio,
I was
all
in the
that
studio.
shit, yeah.
And it was crazy for me to be doing that lifestyle, like going to the studio, going to work, chilling with girls, hanging with my homies, picking up each one of my homies, like, yo, who's about to, up until later tonight, I got, you know what I mean? I'm about to grab my cover from my trunk, and you know what I mean? It's a grind, bro. It made me who I am.
But that's good that, you know, you talked about all like the fun you had while you were still living in your car, because that's something that people don't see. You know, they just see the rapper. They don't see the living in the car. They don't see working, you know, 60 hours a week at a job to fund, you know, the rap career. They really don't see that, because it's all this one-way mirror thing. Yeah. And you know, someone like me who has, you know, talked to people like yourself, who's heard these grind stories, it's like I personally can't look at an artist anymore without thinking, like, you know, what did you go through to get to this point?
Right, exactly.
Because you did go through something. Unless you really privileged. Yeah. That you know, that's fine. But it's like, I appreciate the artists like yourself who put that grind in, who, you know, when the world knocked him down, he's like, fuck it. Yeah. Only way you can go from the bottom is up. So let's go to the top.
Came out the mud, but the mud made me who I am.
Exactly.
For real.
Big respect to that. So you've also been kind of teasing this Belly of the Beast thing. How's that going?
Belly of the Beast, as far as like, yo, that's crazy. That was the album that y'all been waiting for, Belly of the Beast. I still got Belly of the Beast. Belly of the Beast was at a point in my life, like, it captured like a lot of those struggles that I was going to. Like songs that I was creating when I was living in my car are on Belly of the Beast, that album. You know, I used to be in a relationship. I was in a long-term relationship. A lot of the songs that's on Belly of the Beast is connected to when I was in a relationship. A lot of the songs that's on Belly of the Beast is connected to even my past before that. So I feel like Belly of the Beast is still coming out. That's still good. That's still an album of mine I have in tuck. But when I do get to that for the fans, it's gonna probably be updated far as like, I'm gonna update it and add some new mix in, and you know, and might restructure some verses and some lines, because now, like, it was such a blessing, but also such a traumatic time. I was, you know what I mean, going through ups and downs. Yeah. So it was a blessing and a traumatic time. So after I like healed from a lot of the shit I was going through, when I would listen to that album, it made me think about everything. So it got to a point where it was just like, I haven't listened to Belly of the Beast since last summer, P. I haven't thought since last summer. After my past went out the door, I was not even thinking about Belly the Beast no more, because it's like every time I'm listening to these, so I just, you know what I mean?
But I like part of that though. Right.
I went with a whole new, which was Reassurance. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
That's crazy.
Because let's connect it right now. You reassured yourself that you ain't gotta listen to Belly of the Beast because that's in your past no more. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
You know, but Belly of the Beast is still gonna come out.
I like that because the one person I think about that is like, in terms of not listening to stuff, obviously you're gonna drop it eventually, but I think about like Eminem like that.
It will be updated when it's dropped though.
Right. Because with Eminem, he doesn't listen to like any of the Slim Shady stuff because he don't like it anymore. Like you said, that was a past time for him where he made millions. He became iconic, but he still wasn't good up here in the mind.
Yeah,
he was still very like, in his terms, I guess, a shitty person. Abusing these drugs, like getting high as hell. As good as the music was,
right, it
still was just a bad time for him. But it's good that you can take those bad times, put it in an album, be like, you know what, I'm gonna drop it, but I'm past this for now. Let me reassure myself that I belong in this game.
Right.
And you did.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
I'm glad you got like yes.
Let's connect the dots here a little bit. Yeah.
That's the idea of the Reassurance shit. So
you're very calculated like that. You really are. You're not just drop this, drop that, drop this, drop that. You're like,
nah, it makes sense. Everything makes sense. It's when y'all do hear, like, one of the things about me, I am a versatile artist.
Big time.
You know what I mean? I got, like, my sound is me, is Nique Rose, is the person, like, every time you hear me on, no matter if it's a boom bap beat, drill beat, or anybody type of beat, it's gonna sound like me. It could be that type of beat, but it's gonna sound like Nique. Yeah. So I have my own sound. That's one of the things I love about myself. Like, I could, if I rapped on pop, whatever beat, I'm not gonna sound pop. I'm gonna sound like Nique, but a pop version of Nique. You feel what I'm trying to say? Like, so it's a difference. Like, that's one of the creative sides I love about myself. Yeah,
and that's good that you can express your creativity that way because, like I said, these people, they stick to just one thing and they want to just run with it. And you know what? It works for some people.
That's cool. It works for a lot of people. I like that. I like it. It works for people. But everybody's different. I always say be yourself.
Yeah, exactly. And that's another thing too. Like, as we've talked about, all of these songs, and the locations you've done for your music videos, you've given people a taste of your life. You have that, while, the songs are kind of like upbeat and like hard. Like, I'm listening to this, I can listen to this at the gym. I can listen to this playing hoops. But like, you peel back the message, it's like, there's the deeper meaning. There's that's how you a great artist, is because, you can make a song for like the streets, the clubs, the gym, but it's always going to be about what you went through or any experience you had.
Thank you, bro.
On those songs.
Yep, you know
that.
What I'm saying? You know that, P.
Yeah.
Good looks.
And which is good because, like I said, vulnerability is a great thing. And it just needs to be.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Because like I said, one of my favorite things about you, and I'm going to reiterate this because it's just, I love thinking about it because it's like how you got into the music, is those hidden broken MacBook things and stuff like that.
Crazy.
So that was from what, like 2010 or something like that. You were telling me, right?
Yeah. 2010. I got lost files, man. I still got like 3-4 MacBooks. Bunch of albums on it. You can ask Lax. Lax always be like, "Yo, Nique, where's my yo, Nique, you got all my music from from back in the day. I got, them laptops."
I'm curious, how did you and Jimmy link?
How did we meet?
Yeah.
How did I meet Jimmy Lax? I met Jimmy Lax in high school at Snowden. That's when I officially met him. I feel like me and Jimmy's from Boston. He grew up in Boston just like me, so he was a familiar face to me. I had this dude on like MySpace.
Wow.
Back in the day, on our MySpace accounts, we still got each other as friends. It's funny. but I didn't know him back then. I met him in high school.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh shit, I had this dude on MySpace when we was in elementary.
Yeah.
And now he ended up my best friend, bro. So yeah, Jimmy, I met him in high school.
That's what's
We
up.
ended up going to the same school together, Snowden.
Yeah.
South End, Copley, Newberry Street.
Yeah, so that's how you know my boy Sal.
Sal, yes.
Yeah,
from Sal. You know Sal,
North
Jimmy?
End. You know Sal Perez, Jimmy, from the North End?
Sal was big gas smoker. Yo.
Yeah.
He used to some Italian kid.
Yeah, I'll show you a picture of him, definitely. But
Sal's
yeah,
a gangster.
because he hit me up. He hit me up when at the bars over bar show that you just did at Bentwater.
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yo, is that Nique?" I'm like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yo, like I went to Snow Stoner with him and shit." I was like,
crazy.
"Yo," because I love that because this is how shows goes to show you like how small Boston is.
Did he
It
tell
really
you
is.
about Jermaine?
I don't think. No, he didn't tell me about Jermaine.
You know Jermaine, though, right?
Yeah.
P?
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Yeah.
Oh, but yeah,
But-
Boston's small, bro.
Because I think about it like with me and Mike Sanchez, like, yo, Mike was living max 20 minutes away from me. You know what I'm saying? He was up and down Newberry, you know, all that other stuff. And all I really had to do was take a 10-minute, 15-minute walk, and maybe I could have linked with him earlier. But
Right.
everything is divine timing. It's just when you sit back and look at like where, you know, a lot of people come from, if you're from Boston, yo, it's all relatively from the same area. It's just you haven't met yet. You haven't linked yet.
A few blocks away, and then everybody's friends of each other. Like, Boston's such a small city.
It's crazy. It's
crazy.
a lot of people say this. It's the biggest small city in the world.
Somebody you could be aware of somebody in elementary, and then y'all best friends in high school. Or you could have seen somebody like your whole childhood, and then we all become like, now I'm 30 now. You just come, oh shit, I knew you my whole life. I used to see you. Like, that's how small Boston is. That's the
Legit.
type of city Boston is right
That's
there,
facts.
you know?
That's a fact.
It's like, I always knew you. You was on that side of town. Like, yeah, and now we cool.
Exactly.
You know?
So I'm actually curious because of where you grew up down the South End. You know, recently I took a walk over to Lara Murchie, the Fashion Repair Center, one of the sponsors for the podcast. Shout out Lara. Did a show at his store, one of my very first show outside of a studio and in somebody's store. And I'm walking around the South End. I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, they gentrified the fuck out of
Crazy.
this place. Mike Sanchez would tell me, and Lara was telling me. So it's like, you know, what do you think of that? Because it's like, you know, you grew
What
up
do
there.
I think
you
about the
saw all that shit.
gentrification in the South End? It's not only in the South End. It's
Everywhere
It's
around the city.
everywhere.
But being from where you are, you experiencing all the changes. It's like it's got to be some crazy kind of culture shock.
gentrification to me, it's been a lot of pros and cons. I could say that there's benefits to it, and there's obviously things that gentrification kind of it's part of the reason that kind of pushed me out of the South End.
Yeah.
I wasn't living in the Cathedral, and
Yeah.
you know, and obviously people don't understand, like, the more money you make, and depending on where you live, even if you're under housing, your rent goes up.
Right.
So, like, you know what I mean? Me and I became of age, you know what I mean? Like, they was trying to charge us in the projects more than
Which is
more
nuts.
than like that was like 2015. It was trying to charge us over $2,000 for me and my mom's to be in the projects.
That's nuts.
So it's like, you know, like, gentrification, it pushes people out, you know what I mean? It pushes people that been in a neighborhood for so long to another area, and you know, you lose that kind of, like, you know.
Yeah, and I feel you with that because, you know, growing up in the North End, there's no OGs left. Like, my dad's generation, I say, is the last, like, OGs. Maybe even, like, the generation before me. Even maybe my generation is probably the last, like, authentic North Ender, because exactly that's what happened. All the prices went up and everybody just went away. My dad's even like, I wouldn't live here anymore. Just because, you know, we live in the suburbs now. We live in Revere.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? It's comfortable. We go to where we at. But it would be so convenient for me to live there because I never really got a chance to live in the North End.
Yeah.
Like, I always lived in Revere.
love the
And this
North
is how, and this is what I say about myself to anybody listening. I just live in Revere. I'm from the North End.
Piece from the North End.
You know what I'm saying? I'm
Best
from
Italian food in the city.
100%. I'm from that side, you know, and it's just weird, bro, because I see all these, like, this is my thing with content. It's like I see all these fucking yuppies, like, going to my spots. I'm like, yo, bro, leave me alone. Like, you gotta drive up the price of food now. Now I can't even go to my spot peacefully anymore without dropping a bag because you blowing up my spot. It's
Shit
like
that. Yep.
like, stop.
You know, when they gentrify certain bad areas, I guess it brings, like, you know, a different crowd in, and it kind of some areas probably a little bit better with violence wise and shit like that. Like, you know what I mean?
See
Like,
something
so
funny.
It's pros and cons to gentrification. Like,
I see something funny. Big Super tweeted. He's like, "Yo, we got to start committing more crimes so the prices get driven back down again."
Crazy.
You know
he said we
I'm
gotta
saying?
start. He said we gotta start doing our thing again.
Yeah, it's
they
like
gotta, something gotta give.
it really is because you know, as it is in America, like the American dream, whatever the hell it is dead. You know, it's never. I don't even think it's ever been a thing. But like you're saying, like, you know, we're authentic Boston. You know, we're from these parts of the city. You know, ultimately, if I had a choice, I wouldn't really want to live in Revere. I love it there. You know, I'm living in my house for like 20 years now. But if given the chance, I would have loved to live in the North End. I'd love to like be where I'm at, be where my friends are at.
100%.
You know what I'm saying? And I'm sure you feel the same way about the South
I always
End.
feel that way. I'm a rich. So let's make it clear. I originally grew up in Dorchester. From damn near baby up until 14 years old, 07. And I moved to the South End in 07, living in Cathedral.
Yeah.
So, you know, I'm half and half. So I grew up in Dorchester, and then 14 to a young man in the South End. So legit, half in Dorchester, half of my life in South End. I became a young man in the South End. Yeah. So I'm like,
but that's still authentic Boston. 100%. You know what I'm saying? Like, you still from it.
Oh, 100%.
Easy.
Yeah, I'm from the South End, just like I'm from Dorchester.
Right,
same
exactly.
shit. Yep, you know that.
And one thing that's good about you is you tell me all these hooping stories, and I love it because it's like, that's where people are made. If you're not hooping in your neighborhood, you're not doing it right. Yeah. Because, yo, you a hooper, bro. I remember you talking about that on 3 years ago when we was talking about, the sneakers and culture and all stuff like that. Well, one thing that really stood up to me was like your hooping style and shit like that. So that's what's up.
I feel like the hooping scene in Boston is kind of what, like, you know what I mean? The hooping scene in Boston is so fire, and it's always been fire. Obviously, right now with the young kids now, they going crazy if you see the type of shit they be doing. But like the hooping scene in Boston has always been strong and legendary, and it's kept like a community of everybody knowing each other. Like, you know, I know people from this side of the town because we play each other in high school. We play each other in middle school. And like, you know what I mean? Even seeing like where people are now in life, like the hooping community in Boston, like, has kind of always kept people connected. And that's what I like, you know what I mean?
And this is one I want to give another shout out. Big rest in peace to Hefe Replay. That's how Mike Sanchez said he knew Hefe Replay.
That's how I know Hefe.
He didn't even know he rapped. He just like, yo, he's a hooper. He's from around the way, and that's it. And then you found out he raps. So it's Jeff, like, so I definitely relate.
Rest in peace, Jeff, man.
100%. That was tough. Monster. That was a tough
legend
loss.
in the city.
Still feeling that. But to get to, the more happier side of things, it's like, that's what I'm talking about. It's like, that's how you discover who people are. Yeah. It could be just a quick pickup game of 21, and you see this guy Hefe Replay, 3 times a month hooping down there. You hoop with him, and you wouldn't even know he raps until he tells you about it.
Yep. Seen that, man. We was hooping against each other for Eastie. It'd be coming either we go to Eastie.
He graduated from Eastie.
Come to Snowden. Yep. I mean, we're same 94. Same, I don't know if he might be 93 or 94, but we graduated the same year.
Oh, that's what's up.
So that's why, like, he was, every year we would see each other, we run into each other. So that's kind of how I knew him. And a little bit before that, too, like middle school, too, basketball. He played for his middle school, I played for my middle school. So it's like, I always knew him from basketball and music, stuff like that.
Of course. Because that's, and I'm going to say it again, that's Boston right there. Like, we can be this, city of champs, have all this history, but like, I just wish that like more people understood it's so much more than that. Yeah, it really is, because experiencing it, and I got into the game really late. Like, my first experience with a Boston rapper actually might have been Hefe Replay. So from Hefe Replay, it went to Cousin Stiz, and then from Stiz it went to Christmas, Big Lino, Plaid, Booty Bay, Bouver, my guy Bouvet. So I consider myself a very late bloomer because, me and Mike Sanchez met on like a whim. It was just through this other guy, Jay Harris, that he was like, yo, you want a pod? And me and Mike Sanchez just ran with it.
I remember exactly when you hit the scene. Like, you could consider yourself, P, a late bloomer, but as you came, things were still growing. It's still growing.
Oh, it definitely was.
So it's like, for me, looking at everything of a whole, for when people really started, like, trying to make noise in city, and when you started reaching the scene, you still on that rise. Like in 5 years from now,
definitely.
we'll look at all of that as like, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like we'll look at all of that.
Consider like because people have been rapping way before 2020 and all that stuff that people that I like know and want to talk to or have talked to. But I just consider that year 2020 obviously is when we started, but the come up of everything in the city, you just saw it as I got into it.
Right.
And one of the things that I wish in Boston people took a recognize of is like, you know, you don't have to be a platform to discover it. Like, for example, if I didn't start this platform, you know, obviously I wouldn't know a lot of people, but for the people that are like on their way to stardom, like a Maury Rock, a Key, like that type of level, it's like, would I know about them? You know what I'm saying? Well, how does their music get to the average Bostonian? That's what I really want to push more of. Yeah. Even with anyone's platform, it don't even have to be mine. It could be Turntable Teachers, C-Dub, It's Lit. It's like we need to get those creative arts into that like casual viewer of Boston. Right. Because from there you can do and obviously you don't have to just stick to Boston. You can do it to New York, wherever. The world's big enough. There's gonna be a fans of you somewhere.
And P, that's where you came in.
But yeah, that's I say it. That's like
fire.
I gotta I gotta sit back and recognize that because I'm looking back at a lot of stuff because it's already been a year. It's gonna be a year since I've been in AOA Studios. But
congrats on that.
Thank you, by the way. We there's gonna be a special anniversary episode coming up. I just gotta plan it a little bit. Yep. But yeah, it's looking at all of that is just so fucking crazy. Just everything that I've experienced, everything that I've grown with, everybody who I've connected with, who I can consider like, you know, some of my best peoples. Right. It's like, it's nuts. Because I hate to see a reality where I don't even do this anymore. Because that to me, it doesn't seem right. Yeah. It's like, you know, I went to school for communication. Whatever I do with that degree is what I do. This is part of it, obviously, because it's broadcasting. Right. But it's so much more than that. You know what I'm saying? It's platforming artists. It's like, I really don't, like, never cared for, like, personal episodes. Because I always wanted to talk to somebody. If it's got to be, you know, obviously somebody at least on your level. Right. That's, like, the starting point. Exactly. You know, I don't just want to talk to some random who, you know, just started rapping 2 years ago, whatever the hell. He's still growing. Maybe in a couple of years, like, when we see the real growth. But, you know, me being, you know, from the North End, because, again, a lot of that music don't get to the North End. I don't know why. Definitely doesn't. It just doesn't get that far. I mean, and that's the other thing with Boston. It's like, well, why does it get that far? It's just literally past Newbury Street. Right. You know what I'm saying? DT. I know plenty of people. I've heard so many stories about DT that, like, I know of those places, but just haven't had those similar experiences. Right. Like the Corner Mall, you know, past AMC, down the Commons. It's like, you know, Mike Sanchez was telling me some of those stories. I'm thinking to myself, like, damn, like, I was only 10 minutes away. You know what I'm saying? That's doing crazy. My own thing. That's crazy. While you was experiencing this. So it really is just crazy to put everything into perspective and to really look back at these last 4 years now, because it's going to be 4 years in October, of doing the podcast and be like, wow, like, the growth of the city's arts has been fucking unbelievable. Because a lot of people that I've talked to actually started in 2020, like, C-Dub TFB started at the end of 2019 and into 2020. He, you know, Charlie really grew his platform through that whole year. And look at him now, you know, 3-time BMA awards winner, one of the best music podcasts in the city. If I could even go first, say the best. Our friends at Bars Over Bars started in 2020, March of 2020. Right. And now they're 650 shows in 4 years, which is nuts. And the community that he's grown with that. Right. And just a bunch of other people that have started, you know, at that point. And I have a life coach now, and I like to talk to him that, like, saying, like, you know, I graduated in 2020. Technically, you know, they kicked us out because of COVID. We didn't have our walk-in ceremony until 2021, but I consider 2020 as, like, a great restart. You know what I'm saying? Just of everybody. It was
I feel like a restart. It was,
you know, like, what I'm saying? Crazy. You know, what the world threw at us.
2020.
Everybody took that. Well, the strong survived, but the strong people that took that, you know what I'm saying, bundled it up and just grew
if you made it past 2020 that year,
You know what I'm saying? You a G.
You know?
You a G. There's a reason why you're still here.
For real. There's a reason why you still here.
Even
exactly.
with, like, because I couldn't even imagine, you know, because it was even tough because we started this at the tail end of 2020. You know, it was October.
Yep.
So, you know, there was some episodes, you know, we had to wear masks, you know, we had to make sure, you know, this guy was negative, this girl, you know what I'm saying, they were negative for COVID and shit like that.
All of that. It was a lot going on while y'all was starting a podcast.
Yeah.
But the growth of where y'all at now and where you're at now, it's amazing, bro.
Yeah, it really is.
Everybody's taking note. Everybody's paying attention.
And I gotta say, like, that's the most rewarding thing because you know, I'm not worried about being liked and stuff. You know, I'm more about being respected. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, when you talk about platforms in the city, I would like for my name and, of course, Mike Scarfo's name to be in those conversations.
So you better mention my boys if you're talking about a podcast.
You know what I'm saying? Because there is I've seen a lot. I mean, for a period, and you've seen it, we pretty much gave up.
Yeah.
That whole 2022 up until last August, there was nothing. Yeah. I even made I got so in my feelings. I even made a post. I was like,
I was holding you down. I was talking to everybody. Really I was like, yo, Pete's taking a break.
Yeah,
I was holding you down. I was telling everybody.
We was looking
like,
for mad places to film. We even tried Hall of Family
my
Vintage.
Boy P will be back, and he came back, right? I was like, yo, P's just taking a little break right now.
A little break. Yeah, just a tad. Yeah, a little break that turned to a little long one. But like I said, you know, shout out Hall of Family Vintage.
Don't talk of. Oh my God, I don't even shout out them, bro. Yeah. No, it's all love. Shout out Hall of Fame.
Yeah. Because we was like, you know, I was like, maybe we could do it here. And it was just like, oh, God, I just give me that consistent space.
I'll be real. Like, that wasn't going to happen, man. I mean, I'm glad I got to, like, introduce y'all, P, but, like, it wasn't going to happen. You got to have a certain level of, like, you know, professionalism, you know, and shit. Yeah. So.
And it was in a store. There wasn't a lot of room.
That's what I was saying. Like, you gotta have like a certain level of like,
you in the mall, right? You in the mall, and like you can't do it out of there.
But I'm glad I introduced y'all and shit.
All I'm gonna say is the stars align and AOA Studios open. So now we here.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? We here and we in the flesh.
AOA Studios.
You know what I'm saying? 1 year going strong. Now it's on to year 2. And you know what I'm saying? There's going to be a bunch of improvements people are going to see.
This spot is fire.
It really is. Like we got to.
I should have brought my Casa from the trunk. Lax. Should have brought the Casa.
I was gonna say, if they didn't kick you out of here at midnight, Mike, you could definitely sleep here.
If they didn't kick you out,
because I mean, it is an office building. You got to be out of here at a certain time. But I'm comfy here. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's so inviting. It's like it's warm in here and shit like that.
I remember the vibes at the last spot. This was way different.
Oh, bro, it's way different. And you know what I'm saying? Like. That's which even was more crazy because the last time you were on here was really at Staples, and that was like after an episode that got fucked up because for some reason the audio shut off. Because which is good now. So now if the audio cuts off, I can actually have somebody tell me the audio cut off or the camera shut off. I don't gotta pause the conversation a half hour in and be like, oh wait, hold that thought. I gotta go fix the camera. It was like, but see, even through all that. I'm glad people still stuck around because even still, like you were saying, like we were just still trying to find our footing. Even after being there a year, it's like, all right, what are we really doing? You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things we got to get right, which we eventually did end up getting right.
Right.
So
when you sit back, like you say, you know what I like that you did? Like you looked at from 2020 up until now, you was like the past 4 years, you sat back and analyzed everything. Like, you know what I mean? And when you sit back and analyze everything that happened, you get real insight on what has happened and what you need to do going forward. And it's like a good feeling too. Like you look at the past 4 years of everything that just happened. It's like, oh shit. Sometimes I get emotional. I look at the past 4 years. I'll be like, oh, like, damn, I'm just like, I was going through that. And now I'm here. I was living in that car. And then I ended up having shelter over my head, like, you know what I mean, having my own spot after living in that car. It was just like the growth and all of that. And that was probably when I was living, I was like 6 years ago. So me looking at from 6 years ago up until now, it makes me, I feed off that energy and I love it. You know what I mean?
It's a very humble
It helps
vibe.
me grow.
Yeah. Because, 4 years, and this is how you got to look at shit. Like, it's a lot of time for us, but like you a parent, you still got a little kid who's 4 years old. But if you look at like a platform, like 4 years is like a veterans type of time, type of shit. like 10 years, you were a legend at that point.
Right.
But like, let alone just 4 years of always like doing this
Shit
and
could go
even
by
rapping,
like that, too.
It's crazy. Like, bro, we already in
Shit
August.
go by like that too.
It's 2024. We already in August. Like,
P,
this is nuts.
P, when's your birthday again?
November 21st.
November. You turning like 27?
Yeah.
I knew it.
Yeah, see, thank you. Yo, mad people been forgetting my birthdays lately, but it's the easiest birthday to remember. There's 3 numbers in it that are the same. There's 3 ones and a 2. 1121. That's easy. Type it in on your phone as a passcode. It's easy. Go da 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 da. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Dude.
You know what I'm saying? That's that easy. Oh
my
so,
God, bro, about to be big 27. That's crazy. Yeah. I finally hit 30, P.
Well,
Like,
that's what I'm saying. I'm glad that like
30.
I got friends that are like in their 30s. And Mike's that's another newly in the 30s.
Let's get it,
Big
bro.
30s right
30s,
there.
we here, bro.
You know what I'm saying? TJ Patiglio is turning 33. Shout out to
TJ's
him.
turning 33.
I just seen him the other day. You know what I'm
Jeff's
saying?
like 31.
Yeah,
Like
it's
30.
crazy. It's like, yo, me and David are the babies
Y'all
of the crew,
young,
bro.
Y'all are young.
Yeah.
You and David are young,
Yeah,
bro.
and that's the
crazy.
reassurance that I need because I be
He
feeling
said
35.
I need that. He said I need that.
Also, yo, not even a roast tell, but it's like, yo, it's like,
P said I need that.
yeah, it's like, all right, I ain't 35. You know what I'm saying? I'm actually 26, about to turn 27. I look a lot older. You know,
That's funny.
I told this story one time. I was in a strip club in Toronto, right? You know what I'm saying? Getting busy with it. You say, oh, that's you can't start a better story like that. You know what I'm saying?
He was in Toronto.
You know, went to the room and
He
stuff
was in
like
Toronto
that.
with it.
I was 21 at the time, right? Mm-hmm. Striv asked me, she goes, how old are you? She goes, how old do you think I am? She said with a straight face, 30. I went, I'm 21.
Bro.
I'm 21.
It's cause I like take it as a compliment. P.
No,
you got
I
the
did.
beard,
Oh,
you
yeah.
look mature.
Yeah.
I thought you was older than me when I first met you.
I thought you was
like,
the same age as me. I think everybody's the same age as me. I thought Mike Sanchez was the same age as me.
I'm telling you, I thought P. I was like, yo, is P my age or is like 1 year older than me? I'm like, yeah, so.
Oh, but that's the other funny thing too. I literally just assume everyone's the same age as me, but it's like, nah, y'all actually be like older.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Not that like you ain't in your 40s, but
Nah, we
you know what I'm
ain't
saying?
there
You
yet.
older.
We ain't there yet, but we older.
You experienced
Yeah.
is what I like to say. So obviously you a hooper, and I want to get your take on this because just in the past hour at the time of this recording, USA basketball just beat Serbia. It was a close game. It was, you know what I'm saying? And there's been this discussion of
Beat
like
who?
Serbia.
Okay.
So Jokic, they beat the Joker.
Oh yeah.
They actually have to come back.
Seen
which is
some
crazy.
highlights of that.
Yeah, which is crazy. And you know, it got me kind of thinking like the prestige of what people win.
Yeah.
Because obviously, you know, gold medal's good, but give me an NBA Finals ring. Would you rather take an NBA Finals ring in basketball or a gold medal?
For my career, if I was in the NBA, would I want NBA Finals ring or a gold medal?
Yeah.
Is it a ring or is they get the?
No, they get the
so
thing.
They get the little gold medal. I'm probably gonna go with the NBA championship because like I'm really like you know, like I used to maybe because I never won a championship before, and like because I'm so basketball oriented, like I played organized ball. More people get the chance to play regular organized basketball and get an opportunity to win a championship. Than
even
people
it's like
the,
AAU or
then
something
people
like
get
that,
the opportunity to play in an Olympic.
Yeah.
So it's like you know what I mean? Maybe like, you know, maybe we're thinking, I don't know, P, maybe we're thinking too low. Maybe we need to think about the
you know,
Olympics.
but like on this stage, like I'd take a ring any day.
I'd take a ring, honestly.
Because you know what it is, like you could be like Anthony Davis before he went with the Lakers. He got on in 2012, right out of college. He was on that squad. And he didn't play a lot. Still got a gold medal. So it's crazy to think about, like, even right now, yo, they screwing our guy Tatum over with this shit. They ain't putting in rotations. They ain't, you know, playing him. Like, bro, he just won a title.
I'm just paying attention to the highlights. I've been hearing about
It's
all
nuts.
of
Yo,
it.
Steve Kerr, yo, you are on my
it.
shit list, bro. You are doing, even Draymond Green, Steve Kerr's own players, like, why isn't Tatum in this game?
And what about Braun? He's coding shit down. Is
Oh,
he
of
doing
course.
his thing?
Him, Curry, KD, it's like, you could have just thrown those three out there and we would have won the freaking Olympic gold. You know what I'm saying? Everyone around is a plus. Shout out to the 3 Celtics on the team, too, including the 2 lockdown guards, Drew Holiday and D. White. Those are my dogs. But yeah,
White.
I think in terms of if you an individual, like if you a swimmer, like a Michael Phelps, yeah, I'll take a medal. If you want a team, though, you got to get the ring.
Yeah.
Because the ring, even like I'll take a Super
Good
Bowl.
point. If you were like a swimmer and like and more individual kind of like, I'm going for the gold medal.
Because that's all you can play for, really. Because in terms of like those competitions, I don't know what those championships look like, but there really ain't more other prestige than the gold medal. But if you look at basketball or baseball, or even because next Olympics they're doing flag football, which is all really toned down. But still, I'll take a Super Bowl, World Series, and an NBA title over a ring. I mean, a gold medal, excuse me. Because it just is like, that's why with this guy Noah Lyles saying it's like, oh, the NBA championship can't call themselves the world champion. It's like, yeah, they can, because we're the best basketball.
What guy said that again?
Noah Lyles, I think his name is.
And what sport
He's
does
a
he
runner.
play?
He's a runner.
Oh yeah, he is a runner.
NBA. He's like, champion of what? I'm like, the world, because
I felt disrespectful.
And the crazy thing,
I felt disrespected when he said that. I'm like, I love basketball.
The crazy thing about that too is the NBA has been calling their champion the world champion since the 40s. It's only a new problem like now. Like I literally think since I want to say the Warriors, when they beat us in 2022 and called themselves world champions, so they're like, oh, they're actually the NBA champions. Like, no, they're not, because you could throw the Celtics out there versus the world champions of any other league in the world, and they wiping the floor with them. Sorry, we're the world champs.
Yeah, we are.
That's what it is.
The
Celtics have the 1957 world champion. It says on the banner. So you're gonna tell me back then it's still you're not the world champions. No, they're the world champs. There's the reason why
the biggest athlete is in the NBA.
Bro, the biggest international basketball players come here to play. They don't go to Spain. They don't go to Italy. They come here. They go there when they're 38 and their body don't really break. Ain't working no more to play at a league like that. But I hate, because I just something I had to say, because I know you're a hooper. I know you can talk hoops. I hate that talk. It's so annoying.
I'm going for the ring, like you said.
Easy going for the ring.
Gold medal.
Let me know what you rather get. If you rather have a gold medal or an NBA ring or a Super Bowl ring, whatever ring, or a gold medal, let me know. In a team sport, of course, because obviously individual shit, I'll 100% take the gold medal.
Let us know in them comments.
You know what I'm saying? But moving on, I want to know, what's the next move for Nique Rose? What's next? I know there's heat.
So the next move for Nique Rose, I was just talking about this with a lot of people. Like, you know what I mean? The next move for me is really expanding. The next move for me is expanding, of course, like, you know what I mean, out of the city, you know what I mean? And more parts of the city. I've been everywhere in the city. I'm 30 years old, born and raised in Boston. It's expanding, you know what I mean? Out of the city, you know what I mean? Widening out my range as a entrepreneur, as a individual, and as an artist.
Because you be dripped out, my boy. You know what I'm saying?
You know that. And I even though like life is good, I still go through it. We still got our ups and downs.
Still goes through
so
it,
it's like the next move for me is y'all gonna, like I said, like I wanted to, when I dropped Reassurance, that was me reintroducing myself to the industry. You know what I mean? Me reassuring myself that, I'm that guy. Me believing in myself, me following my journey, me knowing that this path that I'm following is for me and it's the right path. Like, you know what I mean? Me actually reassuring myself that, and it feels good. So I dropped the videos showing areas that I, grew up in originally. And the next thing after that, really, after like the album and these videos that I got more music I'll be dropping. There'll be some more music videos that I got from the album that's unreleased. A lot of new music coming, but just getting more creative overall. Like the music videos, the actual music, the actual content. You know what I mean? Because at this point, I'm paying attention to how like the way I from the littlest things of the time I post, what I post, what I'm rapping about, what I'm rapping about, what my songs are about. You know what I mean? So like the everything. So y'all get to see like the more creative side of Nique Rose in the future.
A cool thing about you too is, and this is no just to anybody, but you're very like non-feature oriented. Like you're very like your own style. There's trust me, like anytime that there's an artist that says, I need people for a show, I throw your name in the hat, obviously, but and I can name 10 different artists and producers that I'd love to see you work with. But it's it's when it's if you're comfortable doing that, and if you want to do it instead, because you are very comfortable like on yourself. You know what I'm saying? You're very bet on yourself, and it works.
I'm glad you see that too.
Yeah.
He was like, you very self-oriented, Nique, and a lot of people see that. That's one of the. I feel like me being self-oriented has helped me in so many ways. It defines who Dominique is. It defines who Nique Rose is. Like, everybody could tell from a mile away, like, looking at my profile, like, but I don't want people to get intimidated and feel like, you know what I mean? Like,
they can't approach you or something like that.
Nah, because I'm the illest, nicest, coolest person ever. And
everybody
you're
knows always willing to work.
Me.
You're always willing to work. And I want people to hear that right now. Well, listen. He's always willing to work.
Always
willing
to work.
You just got to come up, shake some hands, and like, you know what I'm saying? Let's link.
Definitely gotta, like you said, shake more hands, pop out more. I gotta show. I gotta show more love to people. Honestly, like, you know,
I feel that,
and because I do be in my own world. You know what I mean? But I feel like it's helped me, and it's also put a perspective like, oh, like hopefully he's cocky. You know what I mean? I'm confident in myself. I don't gotta be cocky. I'm very confident individual, and like, you know, and it's shown. You know,
100%.
like I can't deny it. It's just who I am, like, you know. But I'm always up for the features and working with new artists. I'm always working with new producers, videographers, engineers. Like, it took, like, for us to get this Reassurance album out and where it is, like, you could ask Jimmy Lax. It was like, we went through so many different studios of just to get it to a quality that was good enough for me, and you know what I mean, you know what I mean. So you going through phases of, like, you know what I mean, and it's like sometimes, like, you know what I mean, you gotta level up, like, you know what I mean. You can stay at a certain level and stay at that level, or you can try to expand and you know what I mean, spend more money. You know what I mean, like, you know what I mean. Sometimes you gotta
spend the bread.
Sometimes you gotta spend more money for better quality. You know what I mean. You can keep getting those type of videos. You can keep getting that quality of mixing. You can keep getting those same results, but that's because you're doing the same thing. So what we kind of like realize is, like, let's start branching out. This is the first time in our lives we're getting on the business part of the music shit, and that's where I'm at now. So it's like, you know,
right. I'm telling you, give yourself a year and you'll see the growth. 100%. But I feel you would
gotta pat myself on the back.
I feel you would popping out more and showing more love, because, you know, there's artists I genuinely like in the scene. I feel like I have to connect with them more, because, you know, a like and comment on Instagram, it only goes so far. You know what I'm saying? It's like, but it's like, you know, go to their show. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you got a show, they come there. You know what I'm saying? They're in the stew. It's like, that's how we can grow. Is just
been doing a lot of that more lately, and it's actually fun. So as an artist,
it is fun.
For years, like, you know, you could be in the crib smoking weed for years, like, you know, some of us went through at a point, but that is not, like, you know,
no one's coming to you with that.
You start popping out and you start, like, learning new things. You know what I mean? Again, like, you start meeting new people, and you feed off all of these people's energy. You don't even have to be going to an artist or somebody that you're particularly into. Like, it could be somebody that you've never heard before, and it can inspire you in a different way. So it's like, it's always good to pop out and have that balance of getting out there, showing other people love. It's all part of the game.
I gotta give the city a lot of credit. When there's a show by an artist, there is always that community support that pops out for it. Like, you're gonna see some regulars at these shows of these different artists, and that's good. You know, obviously it's better to have more first timers and regulars, right? But bro, if you get 100 regulars in a room, they buy a $10 t-shirt each, $20 t-shirt, that's $2K right there.
Shout out to the regulars that be pulling up to all of the
all
shows.
These events,
you know
and that's like the cool thing, and that's what I have to be better at, just because I want to. And there's art, like, it's not even because it's like, oh, I'm only showing up because I want you on the pod. It's like, no, I don't want people to ever get that perception of, like, that's why I'm at your show or venue or whatever. It's like, I'm there to, like, literally, like, show you support. Like, if I bought a $20 ticket, it's because I want that $20 in your pocket. It's not because I'm here, oh, come on the pod now, you know, I did you a favor, now you do me one. It's like, no, it's like, make it genuine. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Don't make it no phony shit.
Exactly.
Don't do shit out of ego or spite. Just make it genuine.
Make it genuine.
And
you take that with you everywhere, P. Like, you know, you show love everywhere. You be in your city, you know what I mean?
Well, that's why, like,
when
we started,
connect, and same thing everywhere else you go. You know, make connections.
Well,
bro.
when I started collabing with Bars Over Bars on shows, it's like, you know what I'm saying? I have my regulars who I wanted to be on there. Obviously you, Jeff and David, you know, Amir Mack, shout out to him. But there was also like, I remember that show with the Felt Fanatic that we did. It's actually the last show we did with Bars Over Bars. I picked you and I picked I did pick Amir and I picked my boy Smigs. Because those were two people that like, I obviously wanted on a show with my name on it. But like, because if people don't know, if you ever collab with Bars Over Bars, usually, you know, you pick 3, he picks 3, that type of thing, or however many are on the bill. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? And it's nothing against anybody else that I didn't want to give an opportunity to. It's like, but that's who I want to give that shot at right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? They, you know, those are my boys.
Yep.
They make good music, so I want to give them at least a space to perform in front of a group of people. And actually ended up being a dope night. I remember that well.
Fire.
Yeah,
Thank you for that, P.
Yeah,
Because
because that was your first time at the Felt Fanatic too, right? Yeah, that's a great spot. That's a great spot for him to do shows
shit
at.
was fun.
And actually, hopefully with Grace, not even with Grace, but just with the timing and the mics right, that's gonna be my next out of studio interview.
Okay.
And that's because that's a dope shot.
In that space.
Yeah, and I've been asking him to do an interview for years, and it's just like, but now I'm actually comfortable doing interviews out of studio because there really ain't no difference.
He said, now I'm comfortable. Now I'm
know
doing
what I'm
this
saying?
shit. Now I'm doing this shit. That's
saying?
what I'm talking about,
You know what
bro.
I'm saying? Get that walk in, you know what I'm saying? Like Conor McGregor walk or some shit, you know what I'm saying? All right. But to end this great interview on a high note, first of all, of course, Nique, thank you for coming on, my boy. You know what I'm saying? This is another one, long time coming.
You know that.
If there's anybody you want to give a shout out to right now, please do. And also, where the good people who listen to Say That can find your music and also you on any platforms.
Yeah, again, I go by Nique Rose. You can find that on all platforms, Nique Rose. Shout out to the city, man. Like, shout out to my family. Shout out to my friends. Shout out to all my close peoples, you know what I mean? All of my partners, my peers that was able to like kind of help me get that last album where it needed to be. You know, it was really a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. It was really like, you know, it took some time. Like from just moving around and finally getting shit right. Yeah, so shout out to my family, all of my peoples, everybody. For real, shout out to the city. You know, it's love out here in Boston.
It really is.
You know?
You know what I'm saying? Don't let anybody tell you it's hateful because it really ain't. That's such a small part of it.
You know?
But as always, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in to another episode of Say That. If you like this video, please hit the like button and leave us a comment under this video. And as always, hit that subscribe button to really help grow this platform.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I really need you to hit that, though. Hit it like you owes you money. And if you could, or if you should, actually, please follow the pod on Instagram, say_that_pod. And also follow myself, REPETE617 on Instagram. And as always, please follow Nique Rose on Instagram. It's at Nique Rose Who.
Stay tuned for
You
the
know what I'm
good
saying?
raps.
Exactly. Stay tuned for the good raps. And that actually brings me to it. The last time this man was on an interview would Say That, he dropped multiple freestyles. He didn't just stop at one. Yo, he had multiple. So those vids are going to drop soon. And it's just going back to back. So you ain't going to want to miss it.
Yep.
And as always, y'all know the drill. And I always like to end it on a high note. Nique, if you can help me out, I really would appreciate it. Don't say this.
Say
that.
that. Let's get it.
See you in the next video. Peace.